I think the main USP of AYDA is that they are taking the time to actually set a process with the participants to get into the subject that is chosen for the award, mentor them and help them to reach a level of expression that brings their excellence out. In most of the other awards where I have been jury with, it is usually a process of asking the students to pick a subject and with a limited time just give a product. And I think with AYDA the difference is that the product is important, but the process of how you reach the product and the mentoring and the guidance and the hand-holding really helps the students to express themselves without only looking for recognition or a platform. In the long run, actually creates better architects and better architecture. I was very impressed by the visual expression that they are able to bring to the audience, right? Very impressed by the way they could identify and analyze the problem statements. But what I would like to say is to find somehow a certain rigor and patience to self-learn that when you identify the problem, don't jump straight away into finding an expression of design. Look at why these problems exist. What are the root causes? Because the problems that you see and express are symptoms. What is the cause of these problems? And that try to see, even if you cannot in a built expression address the problem itself, but try through the built design of the buildings and settlements and architecture, find a way to build an awareness of what is the problem. Because sometimes as architects we cannot always address the problem, but we can bring an awareness to the problem in our built expression. And that requires a certain amount of mentoring and hand-holding still, because a lot of architects and architecture students focus on the form and the function and the intent. But an expression that also is enriching is to have a broader expression of society, economy, environment, and culture. Culture is so important to bring into this expression. I would say for the future participants and designers for the Architecture Awards of AYDA, based on the topic, of course, I would like to ask them to look at universal responses to their local problems. Because when you are addressing an issue of environment, maybe in the Philippines, but you're addressing an issue of waste management in South Asia, and you're addressing an issue of loss of identity of a group of people because of roads and infrastructure, finally you're addressing human beings. And human beings globally, we are still the same. Our diversity of language, culture, expression, there are millions of expressions of this. But at the heart of us as human beings, we all still seek a certain brotherhood and a certain sense of collaboration. And most architects have to understand, like unlike my generation, as architects you are going to be working on a global platform. And it's very important, and AYDA can really help in this because you're already global in a way, is to expose the young students and architects to understand and have empathy towards a diversity of culture and assimilate that into your design expression so that you go beyond nationalism, patriotism to globalism, and only in globalism that you'll find the solutions to human problems which are also affecting the rest of the planet.
The way I see AYDA is not really a competition, it's a community of creative mind where we gather all the future designers to get together and nurture them, mentor them. It's definitely beyond a competition. We're here to connect with everyone. I'm very touched to see a lot of designers in terms of their approach in design. It's not about how beautiful things are, it's not about aesthetic. I guess it's all beyond aesthetic. It's how we could improve our community, our life, and the planet Earth. And that's a very powerful message, I guess, I got to discover in this AYDA. I guess most important thing is be authentic, be original. Do design that resonate you. Anything we do is we got to resonate from our heart. We feel like, great, this is what we enjoy doing, this is what we passionate involved in doing it. So I guess that's more emotional or intangible maybe.
I think what sets AYDA apart from other competition is I see this as a platform to incubate the young designers, to basically to train them to be a better designer in the future, and also how they can network with the industry. They're actually making friends with each other, which is very precious. I found it very sweet. And also how connected with the world, with other culture. Yeah, I see it's not just a regular competition at all. You know, they get so much experience that they can actually apply in their professional life. One thing that really strikes me that I didn't really expect that I will actually find in this competition is the humanity factor. Humanity factor and how these young designers have the empathy when they're designing, and how they're actually offering solutions, and simple solution to a really big issue in the world. Keep on learning. Never stop learning. Never stop connecting. Never stop being hungry. Once you stop being hungry, you're not going to be a good designer anymore. So basically, keep on going. Try to find good things in everything that you do. Try to have fun. Try to enjoy in everything that you do. Even though the situation is not really in your favors, there's always something good come out from it, and perseverance.
I think it's how it's been organized. There's a lot of heart in it. The whole crew, the whole team that is organizing it, they set up a very professional, yet full of warmth and a nurturing environment, which is, I think, very unique for competitions, because usually competitions are very cold, very corporate, very serious. But in this case, there's a lot of heart. There's so much care and concern to the students and to everybody that it's just 4 days of warmth, especially in this competition. I think it's very important to address why the winners were chosen. I think we can learn a lot from that, and other students can learn from that as well. The winning options set a brief, and they achieved it, whether big or small, because some of the briefs were very ambitious, as in the scale of projects was very ambitious, but yet it was achieved in a very great level. It was a lot of detail, you felt you were there, and you can feel that it can be done, it's real. It's not just some fluff, no one's building castles in the air. And the level of professionalism and clarity in the explanation of the schemes make you feel that, yes, this is doable and it should be built. The real world is always about profit and loss. So as much as we want to keep designs great and stay true to the cause, understanding practical needs and financial situations of any project is also very important. So these constraints will greatly affect their creativity, but having the skill to turn something that is a challenge to your advantage is something that a professional will need to develop. For young designers, it's the eye to investigate and learn from precedents. Especially when you see something that you like, you have to ask yourself why. Because a lot of times you just like something, but if you ask yourself why and you study the different elements that make you feel that it's a good design, you can learn a lot from that. And then you can apply that, and when you build the whole library of precedences that are good and inspire you, then you will be able to use that library and plug it into projects and then develop with your own style into a unique project itself.
It's really different because it takes care of the students, the finalists, and not only the students, they take care of us too. They give opportunities to budding architects, and they will be the future of architecture. And the interaction is very good because we also make friends with the young ones. I think the most awesome project that I experienced is that one that made me a part of it. I was amazed from start to the beginning. It's like a mirror that reflects what I feel in the past, the rejections, the pain, the courage to do what's next. Winning the competition will give you confidence. So don't be afraid. It will give you an edge. It means that you matter in the world. So do it. Think of something that is iconic because projects are records of time. Make something that is nice and could be an icon of your generation. Future designers should think of the fundamental option, the way you will serve, how you will be a part of the big world, to make change, to do better, to help out others. Helping is also giving, and you get in return. There is happiness in giving, and that you should not forget.
AYDA, actually, what I've seen is that AYDA has been focusing on the student development and mentoring them, and also networking and introducing them to the industry, which is quite a big feat, I think. In this year's entry, we saw a lot of diverse entries, and what I liked was that some were nostalgic, some were altruistic, some were futuristic. So these actually gave it a diverse thing, and the most important was that it was focusing on a social issue, the social impact of it, and I can already see the beginnings or the seeds of a socially responsible architect in these students. I would also request the students to actually do design with precision, and the drawings, they should be clear. And so even in industry, when they go for client meetings and all, their drawings should be the language. They don't have to talk much. Their drawings should do the talking for them. And also the narrative, the story behind, and the presentation. So all of these together make a complete holistic presentation. In this generation, I would say, I think they're more empathetic than us, and that's why they are thinking about these social issues and community impact, social impact. They are taking projects like that.
AYDA is very unique because that is talking and making a platform for our future. Future is very important in this juncture because we see what our generation of architects do to this world. We have to go beyond. So all the problems with culture, nature, and envisioning future is coming from the bottom of the young generation mind. I think this is the best platform for everyone to come up futuristic suggestions for all our problems. It's an amazing experience for me because it's like more human. I think the essence of the total design has one uniformity that she finds with some river from her childhood experience, how he envisioned the contemporary need for transformation. I think this world should need transformation. She had done a tremendously successful job. I would like to appreciate and be a part of her design. Indeed, I think this sort of concepts we have to market. One day, Nippon Paint should realistically build one of these. I think that is our future. A lot of AI and various other platform, metaverse, or wherever this new dimensions of tools are coming. But I really felt the talent of freehand and thinking process of young generation. I am requesting young generation, don't let your future to borrow by these tools. Artisan talent in embedded and insight, it is a lot of human quality. Don't let machines to take. Be yourself, be the change through to your generosity inside your whole soul. That design and outcome of everything should come from your bottom of the heart, but not the tool. My dear future architects, don't let tools to borrow your future. You have to safeguard architecture industry as a whole with these tools. Social aspect is day by day neglecting. When we are rising with the high-rise developments, we are apart from the society. And we are trying our level best to be at 27th floor and be a social interactions through social media. But really the society is on the ground. So instead of social isolation, my request is make social interaction. So don't think to try high-rise buildings and bigger buildings. The day you are dealing with humanity, the earthy architecture, which is responsive to the society, that is our future.
I think the charming part is like when you see each other in different countries, in different culture, and then the international levels. I think this is an ambition for the student, and also it's like, I think it's the beauty of it. I think in this time, a lot of technology, involvement of technology. So be designers, you have to understand both technology and craftsmanship. I think the design originally came from a craftsmanship, a skill. So I think you have to be adapting in the skill plus technology together. At the design career, I use that as a practice. The professionals is compromise. So you cannot get anything you want in your career, but how you compromise your design and desire to match with socials, to match with client, and to match with the context. So I think compromise is how you shape it and how you build it of the compromisation and how you design and use the way of creativity with compromisation. Yeah.
What sets AYDA apart from other award competitions that I've judged in is the fact that they actually have a strong group of mentors. I think for the designer, that's the most important thing, especially as a young designer, as a graduate who's just fresh in the industry, who doesn't know anything, to have a team of mentorships just surrounding you and really giving you all the knowledge and empowerment that you need at that young age to build that confidence is something that is beyond any of the certificates and the awards you get here. Actually, that alone is the winning factor of the AYDA Awards, having those month-long mentorship, not just from the local judges, but also from the Nippon Paint team as well. So by the time they came on stage, it was just impressive and amazing at how confident, how well-spoken they were, and how beautiful they were on the stage with all their stories and their designs. The advice I would give to the younger designers coming out is just, honestly, have fun. Have fun. Try your best to have fun, because there'll be a lot of stress, there'll be a lot of commitments, deadlines, very, very bossy, people in the industry, but you stick to your grounds and just enjoy what you do. I think when I was in university, one of my lecturers, they told me, you guys are one of the professions that you can actually imagine something, imagine a space, and you can walk into that space. That space was created from your mind alone, and you have the ability to actually make it into a reality. And the funny part is, once I got into the actual industry, I realized, wait a minute, other people are paying me to create these spaces. So that's really fun. I think that for me is amazing. It's just someone is believing in my idea, giving me the finances to create and embody that. So that is true art. So my advice is have fun as much as you can. It's a short life, so let's just have fun creating these spaces. The main thing that I think should be part of all designers' core is curiosity. I think the word curiosity is such a beautiful word. When you're curious about something, you're always excited, you're always like thinking what's around the corner, what's happening. Even now, I've been in this industry close to 20 years. And it's really exciting, and I'm always curious, how is that detail happening? How did that designer do it? How did that junior do it? How did that, someone who's been in the industry for 40 years, how did they create that? So I'm constantly curious, and not just about design, because design embodies so many things, branding, graphics, so it's very broad. So just keeping your mind curious, which we forget sometimes as we get older, because we get older, we get more stubborn, we get more egotistical. But if you keep that curiosity in your core, you will enjoy the journey as a designer.
Learning.
Consistency. Enriched.
Inspirational.
Nurture.
I think the friendship.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Awesome.